Hello everyone, welcome to show number 7. This is Andrew. This is the Ascension Symptoms Support Group, the Peacekeeper Show.
You're listening to The Inner Flame with my dad, Andrew Jones. Dad, feels weird calling you Andrew Jones. Dad, you know all this talk about your soul and the spirit? Well, do you know anything about boys? That's my dad.
That's my dad.
That's my
2012. It's a heck of a time to be alive.
Oh, it's 2012? What's that? It's 2013. I need to update the intro on that. So I'm sorry for not getting to that sooner and replacing it like I should. So anyway, right after I recorded last week's show, what I did is I recorded yet another show. So I'm going to play the audio from that, and I'm going to add on the very end of that audio about all the goings-on that's been happening today with the release of yourlifestartstoday.com, which is just a website for the range of seminars that Psychic Lisa Ann and Johnny Angel, aka John Robinson, or maybe it should be John Robinson, aka Johnny Angel, but very honored and excited seems to be my operative word these last bunch of podcasts. I keep on saying I'm so excited, but I literally am. I am very excited to introduce to you and talk more about it. So anyway, meanwhile, on with the show.
Facebook.com/groups/The Inner Flame.
Welcome to The Inner Flame, a podcast about what drives you, about the spiritual journey and the truth that rings true in your heart. Let's take a walk together and grow together. We will talk and kick about the ideas and concepts, allowing you to come to your own conclusions. No shouting, we are all equal here. I've been lacking in keeping the podcasts flowing nice and freely. Now it's a bit of overkill because I just uploaded the last podcast last night. That was podcast number 6. And obviously this one being show number 7, it's the very next day. It's Monday. And, I want to make sure that I get the next show well underway, if not completed today. I'm not sure how long this one is going to be, but I want to pull them back on track and make sure that I offer you some decent listening pleasure, and it's not like sitting down on a bus just listening to a guy talking to himself. I need there to be some cohesion and some relevance to these shows. So let's get back to business. Well, I haven't, with everything that has been going on, and again, I will tell you everything that's happening as far as the upcoming seminars, where they're going to be held, who I'm going to be holding these seminars with. What I can tell you right now is these seminars will be from 11 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the afternoon, or in the evening. So a day-long seminar with 3 incredible guests, and yes, I'm one of them, and yes, I guess I just called myself incredible, but if I don't believe in myself, who will? So there you go. Back on the Inner Flame website on Facebook, the page, facebook.com/groups/The Inner Flame. I have a lady here, Amy, asks, what can I do to further improve my manifestations list? I'd love to hear any additions, corrections, modifications, or suggestions you may have. Please and thank you. So Amy then writes out a bunch of stuff that's good to concentrate on and to be and to hold near to you as you're trying to manifest. And she writes a list. Intention, which is dream, dare, imagine, envision, feel, ask, create. Action, believe, trust, encourage, nurture, enthusiasm, positivity, listen, love, growth, patience, practice, compassion, empathy, self-control, balance, and joy. Receive, knowledge, understanding, value, gratitude, insight. Release, forgiveness, healing. Serve, teach, guide, empower, support, and strength. So Amy wrote these elements out, and these are her understandings for manifesting items, things, emotions, and what have you, and end results into her life. Now, it's one thing to write out a list like this, and a lot of the elements within this list can be very much interchangeable. Love can be not just on action, but it can be under intention. It could be under growth. It could be under receive and release and serve. So there's all of these different headings where many of these can cross weave, can interweave with each other. It's in creation of the 12 element meditation cards that I've created and the music that's going along with each card. Each one of these cards are to be lived with, to be focused upon. And when you write out a list like this, it's not just a case of writing out a list and being aware of everything that needs to be done. I found it is better to concentrate on one meaning at a time until that meaning of the word, to meditate on that meaning until that meaning truly has permeated every cell of your being, every synapse of your mind, of your thought process. So instead of using words like intention or action or growth or receive or release or serve, I would break it down into the words, and I'll go through some of mine that I have. I'll skip 1 and 2, but number 3, be present. Number 4, reflection. Number 5, faith. Number 6, forgiveness. Now there's 12 of these. What happens when you focus on each element, instead of coming up with just a list of, say, 4 or 5 different words, meanings, adjectives, and what have you, what happens is that meaning of the word breaks down within you to its very essence, and you get subtleties truly permeating your whole being that rings true. For example, forgiveness. That forgiveness isn't just a doing or receiving. It's also a feeling. It's an emotion. It's a glow. It's a spiritual release and acceptance. It's many of these things that are very hard to put into words. So I literally feel that instead of writing out a list such as these, the poor man's version of the 12 elements cards that I'm very close to wrapping up are to write out the elements that you wish to focus on, like the 6 I just read, and then sit with the word forgiveness, sit with that word, think of forgiveness, allow it to really dissect it within you, within your mind, in your heart, and think about forgiveness on every single level. One of the most interesting things, conversation-wise, that's passed this last week from myself was, when someone gets stuck in their story, when someone gets stuck with anger, and in fact it was about forgiveness. It's not very often. Dee and I, Dee being my partner, Dee and I, my girlfriend, she and I she's not lesser than, I'm not greater than. We think different. Obviously there's going to be people that listen to me and think, my God, this man's like delusional, or he's a bit hairy-fairy, or he's a bit, I don't know, just out there, let's say. Leave it that as the kindest descriptor of. I was talking to Dee just a little bit about forgiveness. And, you know, when someone is stuck, they are not stuck, they are, well, I guess they are stuck, determined to continue the argument or the anger that lies within. So they're constantly able to reconfirm, to justify, I guess is the best word, to justify why they should still be angry, of why you should still be angry. So it came up in conversation. I was talking about forgiveness. For me, in my life, has been probably one of the largest things to overcome. And I was writing a piece the other day, so I still have more of this to write. I'll read, of the 8 or 9 sections I have already on forgiveness, I'm going to read the first 2 chapters, then the last 2, the first 2 paragraphs, and then the last 2 paragraphs. Although the last 2 paragraphs on this got a little bit complicated in the reading, so I think I might take them out just to simplify, because I need these to be more poetic. I need them to be more simple to integrate into your being, into your mind. And I don't want to make them complicated, and I don't need for you to think too much when you're listening to these. So hence I might take out the last 1 or 2 paragraphs. But the first 2 of the number 6 forgiveness card that I've created is: forgiveness is a raising of the anchor, a taking down of the wall or hurdles before you, a turning of your back onto those that would hurt you. Now, when I say that, I don't like the way that sits, a turning of your back onto those that would hurt you, because to me, that's not very forgiving. So I need to change the phrasing there. But moving on. Moving on without a moment's thought. Forgiveness is not a weakness. Forgiveness is a strength. It is a powerful gesture that signals the universe you are. It is a powerful gesture that signals the universe you are pure of heart, pure of mind, purity of spirit, not willing to allow such earthly chains to drag you under. Holding on to life's staggering moments does not feed your soul. Revenge does not feed your heart. The anger that boils your blood cannot help you grow. It will only diminish you. Forgiveness is a beauty that only the forgiven can truly understand. It is a grace that embraces and a blanket of love that covers those that might offend you. It is a heaven on earth moment, an angel on earth action. So by being the one that forgives, you unbind your heart, you unbind your soul, you set free your spirit, which burns ever bright for all to see with their heavenly eyes. You become that moment, a God-like particle of transcendence, rising above and beyond those petty moments of negativity, freeing your soul to grow, enabling your heart to open up a little more. And then the last 2 paragraphs. Forgiveness is the greatest gift you can give to yourself as well as others. Allowing yourself permission to forgive those things you wish you could forgive starts with an acceptance that was then and this is now. And from this moment forward, from every moment of now, I forgive myself for not being who I was not yet ready to be. In the understanding and acceptance that you were a lesser, evolved being, looking back, you find there is nothing to forgive, for you were not ready, not evolved, or cognizant of what you were doing or saying, or not doing or saying. How can you be angry or upset with a child for simply being a child? And so it is with you. When you understand that others you might hold a grudge towards are simply being who they are and unaware of what they are doing or how they have acted, you will find less and less reason to find something to take offense with. To forgive is to open the keystone, the great doors of the purest magic in your heart. It aligns you with the source field, which sheds infinite possibilities into your day-to-day life. You literally stand up and get out of your own way in the world, making way for the most sacred of paths. A life filled with amazing beauty at every turn, all because you gave another the grace of being and understanding. To be seen by another is an incredible beauty in today's world. Forgiving someone is saying, I see you, despite an injustice towards you. Without forgiveness, we cannot move forward, upward, or evolve into our highest form. For the sake of all of us, forgive, forgive, forgive. So, I was sitting down, and I often run things past Dee to get, an initial response from someone else. Dee doesn't always necessarily think exactly the way I do. Not to say it's right or wrong, but, that's one of the reasons I do enjoy to run things past Dee. She came at me with an interesting thought. And she said, so can you honestly say you forgive your first wife? Much of my life has been that lesson, has been, do I forgive? And that's just my perspective. Obviously, from her perspective, she could very much say the very same thing. From my perspective, could I forgive? I instantly responded, I had to forgive. I had to forget. I had to move on. Not forgiving is not something, it doesn't make me weak or silly. It doesn't mean I need to like or follow or listen or interact with. It simply means I release that did not serve me. So I think many divorced people hold grudges or resentment towards their ex-partners. And for all the reasons that you could find to say, I'm going to stay angry with this person for the rest of my life. What you need to understand is that there is nothing to forgive. On many instances, I'm not talking about everyone. Obviously, if that person did, committed bodily harm or hurt someone severely, then I think you can still forgive, but it's on a whole nother level. So my answer basically was that, of course, there is nothing to forgive, because if I was still angry, then I would be angry for this path that I'm on. I'd be angry for who I am now. And because of my experiences with my ex, I am becoming who I love to see that I'm turning into. I am so grateful that I'm becoming who I am. Like I said in the last show, it was often a case that I would look in the mirror and I would not like who I saw and what I saw. And I made a very conscious decision to become a better, greater person. But I think what everyone needs to realize is we're not trying to gain anything new in life. We have absolutely everything we need to be within us right now. We just got to learn to find it, and we've got to learn how to come from that place instead of coming from a place of anger, resentment, bitterness, and revenge. Once you can move on, put stuff behind you in a sensible manner, that's where you can start seeing the dividends in the arduous life, possibly, that you have lived until now. And many of us, do not necessarily mean that we're going to live an arduous life. It might mean that something bad happens, like a storm at sea. So we steer away from the storm, and we learn that we can move away from these moments, and we don't have to drive right head on into the storm. To each their own, and we all have different lessons to learn. When Dee came at me saying, so really, then you forgive your first wife for everything that's happened? Absolutely. Of course I do. I wouldn't be who I am, where I am. I probably wouldn't be with Dee, and my future would be a completely different course. So all the tears, all the pain, all the heartache, all the moments without food, all the moments without money, cycling 30 miles a day to and from work, it's all been worth it. Hello, this is Andrew. I'm trying to expand the show. One way I thought I could do that is by offering a phone service whereby you can call up, leave a message, leave a prayer request, thank you to someone, whatever it may be. If you want to interact on past shows, maybe give your point of view about something, or even request what we talk about in future shows. It's really up to you. I'm not completely sure how long the message will record for at this point. I guess I should have done that before I recorded this. I just want to put the number out there, and it's a US number, area code 862 200-7734. That's area code 862-200-7734. Also, come join us on our Facebook page. It's actually a group, not a page, but technically it's a page as well, I guess, right? So it's www.facebook.com/groups/The Inner Flame. Thank you so much for listening, and I really hope to hear from you soon. One of the most incredible things that have happened again on top of everything else that's going on, March the 16th, we have a seminar. Is going to be me and two other individuals. One is a psychic. Actually, I believe they're both psychic mediums, but one goes by a psychic, the title of a psychic, and the other goes by the title of psychic medium. If I actually gave away names right now, you would know who they are. So I don't want to do that. I'm going to be the soul stirring part of this. I'm going to be the one that wakes everyone up and opens people to possibilities, with a little bit of history, with a little bit of anecdote from my life, true stories and events of my life that correspond with the science and the findings and some of the spiritual teachings that would just leave you wide open and ready to accept the next two speakers. So I will be talking for a solid hour on my subjects, and leading into these following two subjects. Now, I can't tell you about where, when, and what the website is this very moment. Again, tomorrow, which is Tuesday, we're actually hooking up again to have a few more photos done so I can create all of that. As many of you know, my background is graphic artist, website designer, photographer, music, all things digital, really. In hanging out with these two, and it's almost like you're getting a free reading all the time. But it's very cool when you feel something or you sense something, and then someone else that's already an acknowledged psychic medium says, oh yes, actually it's going to be this, that, and the other. And you were thinking, what? I was just thinking that. So they turned around and told me that ultimately I would be also reading tarot cards. Now, I used to read tarot cards. Many years ago, I have a small decorative wooden box with a Rider-Waite pack in there, and they're nicely weathered, and I love this pack. It's a very simplistic type of pack, but I forgot that I actually used to read cards many years ago when I first came to this country, when I first moved here from the UK in 1992. For the first few years, I actually continued to read cards here, but on more of a at a party. At a party I would get the cards out, and people would line up and I would read the cards. And I've not done it since, but to be honest with you, I'm so much more psychically advanced since then. I'm not the same individual. I'm much more in alignment, much more in tune. So it'd be very interesting to crack open the cards as I look around my room, where they are, to have to try getting back and reading. So I might have to get some books out to reestablish some of the the higher ranking cards, the major arcana, because those were the higher cards for me to learn. I know that the 1 through 10 of wands, swords, circles, coins, and cups. It varies. It varies from deck to deck, but those are the easier cards to get to remember and learn. But the major arcana is really where more of the significant messages come in. So, and some only read using the major arcana. So, there's many ways to do it. But also, once you truly become psychic, which everyone can learn how to do more and more, and some are going to be better than others, hands down. Ultimately, when you have your abilities nicely honed, what's going to happen is the cards are really just for a guide. It's not that you're going to pull, the tower for one person is going to mean one thing, and then the tower for another person in a different situation is going to mean a whole different thing. So I think what I might start to do is to start doing the cards again, start doing readings for people, but ideally for people that I don't know. And I guess it doesn't matter too much, because I'll just maybe see if I can steer clear of the stuff that I do know about them. So that's going to be tough. It's the whole embarrassment type thing as well. Again, I mean, I'm putting myself out there in front of people, and I can talk very confidently about the subjects that I would love to talk about, but it's just getting used to standing up in front of people and performing, basically. Hey, if I used to be a bodybuilder and up on stage in front of 1,000 people in my underwear, then I'm sure I can get up and talk fully clothed for an hour. So I think I might even use that in my speech, in my part of my seminar. So it's, again, I keep saying it, but it's all really exciting. It is exciting. There is a lot going on. And now I've joined the ranks of 2 very cool individuals. And this is going to be my foot in the door of getting out there and doing my thing in front of people. So I was in, now I'm not sure whether I told you, I think I did, maybe 2 shows ago. No, it didn't happen then. So, all right. So my daughter and I, as I said in the last show, we went into this magical mystical store in Pompton Lakes, New Jersey. Now, I'm not sure if it's called Practical Magic. I can't remember for the life of me. So anyway, I'll let go of that, because I'm just going to pause as I try and remember what the heck the name of the shop was. But we were in there, and I bought a amethyst crystal necklace, which I absolutely love. Only cost me $3. Love it. I got some sage. Incense sticks, because I had to cleanse the house, because we had a spirit or an entity in here, a dark entity, which we got rid of, and the story's in the last podcast. And as I was leaving, I looked up with my daughter. I said, just so you know, I actually have created a range of meditation cards, 5-inch by 7-inch meditation cards with an audio CD and a small worksheet to show you how to use all of this. And it also comes with a full-length meditation as well on the CD. And they were surprised and taken back and said, absolutely, Andrew, you must come back and have a book signing here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get their information. It just showed me, my daughter looked at me in absolute amazement, because there's a couple of people that have told me that was going to happen. And as soon as I had mentioned it, it happened. So I think probably around the time of the seminar, my cards and everything, which is March 16th, everything is going to be ready. So that is what I'm going to do, I think. I might even do a Kickstarter thing again, just to help raise funds. I might not go with Kickstarter. I might go with Indiegogo.com. INDIEGOGO.com. Because you get any of the funding that people submit. So that's going to be cool. So all that's going on, but my daughter looked at me and said, geez, Dad, you know, the psychic told you that you were going to have book signings, and I just witnessed it happen for the very first time. So we were both kind of gobsmacked and taken back. So very cool. And yeah, excited again, being the operative word this year, as it seems I have my very first book signing. Not written in stone yet, or a date set, because I haven't come out with the cards, but they said when they're ready, come back and we'll arrange it. So fantastic. And then with March 16th, the first of the 6-hour-long seminar, with 1 hour lunch break, and then a 10-minute break later in the afternoon. So if you can come along to that, that'd be fantastic. What I can say is that will be in New York State someplace. Actually, I think it's going to be in Middleton, New York. So why don't I leave it as that? I'll leave the other two seminar speakers a secret. I'll leave the actual location a secret and the website a secret. So you won't know anything until we're hoping to wrap all of this up this week, so we can start advertising and letting people know and building up some excitement. So it's going to be absolutely fantastic. And I would suggest, really, it's not going to be, this first one is not going to be for super advanced spiritual people. This is going to be for people maybe that struggle, for those that know a lot but don't know how to put it into practice, or have a hard time mixing the two worlds of spiritual and the society in which we live, and dealing with everyone else on a day-to-day basis. So anyone that really wants to improve their life incredibly on a spiritual level, and ultimately find out their life's path to possibly achieve the dreams that they have, I can absolutely guarantee that if you follow the paths and the lessons that we're going to be laying out, you will achieve what you set out to achieve, as long as it's not world domination. And I can guarantee that, because if you honestly do delve within yourself and look at all of these aspects, a lot of people say, oh yeah, but I do meditate. Oh yeah, but I do give people the benefit of the doubt. Or no, I don't hold grudges. When you sit back in truth and you look at how you talk, you look at how you think, you look at how you interact with people. For instance, the other week I co-hosted a radio show, of all things, with psychic Lisa Ann. And she's a usual co-host of, I'll have to find out the show and the location of it. Again, this one's up in New York. I forget the city, the town right now where it's at. But I'll get all that and I'll talk about it later on in the show. But it was a comedy show. And even though a lot of my friends and family back home know me more as a comedian of sorts, an impersonator of sorts, that's not really who I am first and foremost now. That's not truly the direction that I'm traveling now, because sometimes with comedy there's aspects of ridicule, There's aspects of, putting someone down or having a laugh at someone else's expense. And I did go there a little bit on the radio show, and I didn't like that within myself. I did it because, it was funny, but I did cringe, and that might be maybe the uptight part of me that needs to just relax a little bit. And it's that type of thing. You need to just be real with yourself. Did my talking badly about someone else with someone else bring you down vibrationally? Did it affect you? Did it affect you karmically? So when you look at life and you look at the lessons that we're going to be demonstrating and handing out and talking about, when you put those into practice, you will align yourself with manifestation, manifesting the things possibly that you didn't even realize that you wanted in your life, because maybe right now you're not aligned as much as you could be with your soul. Maybe you're not aligned as much your spirit as you could be. So we're going to be giving you very solid lessons and teachings that we've learned along the way. And, I, for one, could speak for the whole 6 hours, to be honest with you. But what we're going to do is we're going to ease into it. And we're each going to talk about an hour. And there's going to be, there's going to be an introduction. There's going to be some audio, video. There's going to be some lighting. There'll be an initial meditation or group prayer, let's say. And again in the afternoon to start off. And yeah, it's going to be an incredible, beautiful experience. And anyone that can make it, there's only going to be 50 seats initially, only 50 seats. But the more that we build on these, the more that these grow, hopefully we'll be able to get to much larger venues so we can have hundreds of people come out, help and guide and really raise the vibration. I think if we could get a large room filled with beautiful people, beautiful vibrations, that we could walk out of there absolutely vibrationally, alignment, spiritually more in tune, and hit the ground running, so to speak. And maybe a great deal of evolution will happen in that room, simply because we're now attuned to different realities, different vibrations, and different sources of energy, so to speak. But anyway, we will see. Lots, again, going on. I'm going to switch things up now and play for you a little song. So this one is one that I created. This will probably go on one of the meditation CDs. I have to sit down with Psychic Lisa Ann and another one of my friends to see if meditation is the right phrasing for this. She actually gave me a very nice compliment the other day, which you'll hear, because I'll put up the hour radio show that I was on, and so you can hear it as one of the podcasts. But I'm just waiting for that. But I probably won't get that file until Thursday, and then I probably won't. She won't get it until Thursday. I probably won't get it till the weekend. So hang in there. But she gave me a very nice compliment and said, I don't see them as meditation. I see them as more vibrational, powerful realignment of one's being. So I need to get the wording down. I need to get the exact phrasing down, so it's true to what it should be. So here is a song called Angel's Choir. I created this about a week or two ago, just playing on my new mini keyboard that I have here, as I know I need to create a bunch of music. So here we are with Angel's Choir. So that was Angel's Choir. And like I said, I recorded that about a week ago, 2 weeks ago. And literally just me, very impromptu, sitting down with the keyboard and my computer and just making it up on the fly. It literally just comes to me as I'm playing there on the keyboard. So, wow, I mean, where to start? So much happening, as I keep telling you and alluding to. But yeah, March the 16th, 2013, Middletown, not Middleton, Middletown, New York. Our first seminar, 50 people only. The first 10 people, there's 10, actually only 9 early bird tickets available. And I'm sure by the time this hits the airwaves, even more, or the cloud, let's say, even more tickets would have gone. So get your early bird tickets while you can, because after that the prices go back up to a regular price. And you can go to the website www.yourlifestartstoday.com. That's yourlifestartstoday.com. Go there, check us out. There's myself, there is Psychic Lisa Ann, and you can see Lisa Ann's website at Lisa Ann Unlimited. I'm gonna have to check out now. I keep talking and I got nothing to back me up, so I'm humming and ahhing over everything that's being told to you. So let me go to her website right now. Yes, it's Lisa Ann Unlimited. LISAANNUNLIMITED.com. That's LisaAnnUnlimited.com. I'm getting all tongue-tied. So Johnny Angel, or John Robertson, as many of you know him, his website is being created. It's actually being revamped. So we've just linked to a page within the site right now, just a blank page with a bio and a photograph, so you know who you're linking to. But that page is actually going to link to a whole new site once we get that figured out. But just lots to do meanwhile. So I was talking and I said to Psychic Lisa Ann, or LA as we call her, and John, that it would be good, because I've tried on a couple of occasions to actually start a magazine. So I created a layout and a template for us to start a spiritual Your Life Starts Today magazine. We are looking for contributors, people that once a month on a regular basis would love to talk about things that inspire them, about things that light their inner flame, or maybe they have a message, maybe you have a message, maybe it's something you do as a business spiritually or for the betterment of people kind. I almost say mankind then, but it sounds a bit sexist, doesn't it? So maybe you've got lots that you can share and you'd like to become a contributor. So please head to the website and click on the magazine, and then down the bottom of the page you will see a link whereby you can fill out the page. Just let us know that you want to become a contributor. The first 2 to 3 months you can also advertise in the magazine for free, although it has to be spiritually aligned, it has to be peace aligned, and for the betterment of everyone else really. So if you offer a service, a product, or what have you, and it's helping others, and it is going to help or benefit people that's going to be reading this type of magazine, then fantastic. And it's going to be an adjunct to the seminars. It's going to be an adjunct to the things that we are trying to promote to help people to wake up and to find their passion in life and to find their bliss, their happiness in life. And really, when you boil it all down, it's all about happiness, isn't it? So there you go. So if you want to advertise, if you want to become a monthly contributor, no matter where you are in the world, because this is going to be a worldwide magazine. Initially, it's just going to be in one language. If you would like to contribute, if you'd like to advertise, if you would like to subscribe, if you would like to have the magazine delivered to your mailbox each and every month, please just click on the magazine on our website, www.yourlifestartstoday.com, and for sure we'll make sure that if it's appropriate, we'll get you in the magazine. And truth be told, right now it is actually going to be created by the three of us, by myself, Andrew Jones, by Psychic Lisa Ann, and Johnny Angel. So we will each have our columns in there. It can be as big as it needs to be online, because this isn't going to be printed at this point. And we're going to advertise all of this in the beautiful Inner Realm monthly publication, which is a holistic health magazine dedicated to your personal journey to total health of the body, mind and spirit. So please check out Inner Realm. They've done an absolutely fantastic job. I've been in conversation with one of the people over there, and off the top of my head, I'm so sorry, I think I forget your name. Is it Cheryl? Carol? Something like that. I know she's smacking me from afar because we've actually communicated quite a bit. So yeah, we're going to have a full page spread in there, and I believe they're actually going to write a story about us this upcoming month. So you can actually go to Inner Realm, innerrealm.com, and I think innerrealm.net, but innerrealm.com. The website needs work, and I've offered my assistance, but as it stands right now, I'm just not sure how much time I'm going to have. But their publication is just great. I think it's Cheryl I've been in communication with. So it's innerrealm.net, and it's actually, I do apologize, it's innerrealmmagazine.com. innerrealmmagazine.com. They also have innerrealmmagazine.net, and they also have innerrealm.net. So the publisher Cheryl over there, I've been in contact with, a lovely lady, and they've just done quite a superb job over all these years of putting together their new agey type of holistic health magazine dedicated to your personal journey to total health of the body, mind, and spirit. So you can get, oh, let's see, I got my headphones coming up here with music, which is not needed. So you can also for subscriptions to the Inner Realm magazine and the advisory board for the magazine there are 4 people: Dr. Wayne Dyer, who's fantastic; Caroline M. Miss, PhD; Dr. Candice Pert, research professor in psychology and biophysics in Georgetown University; and Belinda Womack, MS environmental scientist, and a list of other. Wow, she's this one's quite. They're all quite interesting, but amazing to see who the advisory board is. So for subscriptions to the Inner Realm magazine, which has been in circulation now for such a long time, it's $23.95, and that's PO Box 77, Blauvelt, which is BLAUVELT, New York 10913. That's PO Box 77, Blauvelt, that's BLAUVELT, New York 10913. And I'm going to be actually subscribing to this after this week is through, because I love their content. And also, it's very interesting seeing a lot of the advertisements in there. I didn't realize so much was pretty close to me. So that's that. Thank you, Inner Realm, and thank you for listening today. It's just been a mind-blowing week. Psychic Lisa Ann, Johnny Angel, and myself, Andrew Jones, we are in, we are in full speed mode right now. So we have the magazine coming out. I know I just said goodbye, but I just want to recap. We have the magazine, Your Life Starts Today, in the works. I'm going to be putting all that together with stories from John and LA, and we call her LA for short. She likes to be known as LA, Lisa Ann. And and many other contributors. I've already heard from Isis Jade. Thank you so much, Isis, that would very much like to become a monthly contributor. The magazine part right now, while it is free advertising for the first 2 to 3 months, I really recommend that you get in there just to test the waters, to see how many people are going to download and read the magazine. It will be available on iPad, Kindle, iPhone, desktop computer, you name it. And if we get a big enough circulation, absolutely, we will get this printed and actually out there and on bookstore shelves, which will be fantastic. So we also have a Your Life Starts Today podcast. So I'm today going to secure a podcast for Your Life Starts Today and make sure that that is all in the works with Apple iTunes and the likes to make us available pretty much everywhere. And this will be a feed that you don't need to have iTunes. You can subscribe to it through our FeedBurner, Google FeedBurner RSS feed. But all the details will be available to you on the website yourlifestartstoday.com. But for now, this is Andrew Jones signing off for the Inner Flame podcast.